Hey, No Frills Hi-Fi back. Today I've got a new toy in from xDuoo. That's XDuoo. This is the MP01. It is a tube phono preamp. So this, I'm going to cut the plastic while I'm talking. So this is a preamp designed for turntables. Really cool thing about this is for moving magnet or moving coil cartridges. So you can use it with either one. If you followed any of my videos before, I did recently switch to a moving coil cartridge. So this is something that I'm going to need. I've already got a moving coil phono preamp, but I don't have one that has the tubes. I do love tube amps. I like the way they sound. They're kind of a little bit warmer sound. And honestly, your phono preamp is going to add a lot, or well, truthfully, it shouldn't really add anything. It should not subtract anything. It should just be kind of there. But every component kind of imparts its own flavor to the sound, so to speak. I love the way the tubes sound because they're kind of a nice warm feeling. It's more like an analog system should sound to me. That's maybe just my personal opinion, but I like them. Let's go ahead and get this box open. And I'm struggling with it more than I should be, trying not to tear it. There we go. Alright, and not sure if I mentioned already, but let me get my cheat sheet here. So this is $149. I'll put all the links and everything in the description. Got a little warranty card and the instruction manual here. Looks like it's both in English and looks like probably Chinese. So let's go ahead and get this out. So one thing I noticed right away is the tubes are already installed. It looks pretty well packaged. They have a little cutout here for the tubes, so everything is intact. Typically, I don't see that. Typically, it would have like a separate little slot to put those in, and you have to install the tubes yourself. They do look a little bit off center. I'll probably put the gloves on and just see if I can center those up a little bit. So here we've got our power supply. There's a 12-volt power supply and our power cable. We've got a little headphone adapter here. Goes from mini stereo plug to 1/4 inch. And we've got our ground cable for the turntable. It's kind of cool that they put all this stuff in there. They certainly didn't need to put the grounding cable in there, but it's something you need, so it's nice that they went ahead and did that for you. I'm just going to put all this stuff back in here, get this put off to the side. All right, let's get this cleared away and take a look at it. Honestly, it feels, it's nice and heavy. The casing is all metal. It's certainly bigger than I would have thought it was. Actually, let me grab another one real quick. So, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, excuse me, kind of getting over some sickness here. This is the Fosi Audio Box X4. This is a moving magnet only. It does not do moving coil. So this is what I tested with for a long time until I switched to a moving coil cartridge. And if you just kind of put these two next to each other, there's a significant size difference. Tubes are bigger in this, but the actual unit itself is quite a bit bigger, quite a bit heavier. I love the Box X4. I'm not disparaging it in any way, but if you just kind of put the tube, ooh, I just touched the tube. Don't touch the tubes. I'll have to wipe that off later. I mean, this is just a significantly heavier, beefier unit. Um, but I'm gonna see if I can straighten those tubes out. So I've got some gloves here. You don't want to just touch the tubes because the oil and dirt from your fingers can stay on them, and it kind of burns onto them, and it looks terrible. And I'm sure it affects the life of the tube, but it's not gonna be like you're gonna touch it and the whole thing just pops or whatever. But it can cause them to pop if it gets a lot built up on there. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen that happen, but I have read that, you know, people have had that problem. So I'm just going to kind of center these up. They do kind of, you know, vibrate a little bit during shipping. And is it going to affect the sound if they're not centered? No, probably not, but it just kind of looked a little weird. There we go. They were in all the way. They were nice and tight, so I don't feel like it would have affected the sound in any way. But if you're going to have, you know, something you're going to take pride in, just center them up. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features here. So we've got, of course, power on and off. We've got mono in, phono in, and auxiliary in. So you do have a couple of different inputs, which is really cool because like with the Fosi Box X4, you only have phono in and phono out. So here, I'll get to the back in a minute, but you've got the ability to put other components on this as well, which is kind of nice. So you can kind of use it like just a regular preamp if you wanted to do that. We've got bass and treble control here. Ooh, man, that feels real. I was gonna say it sounds nice. It doesn't sound like anything. It feels nice though. They're nice and I would say snug. They're not tight, but I think you could get a lot of really fine control out of that. There's no clicking or anything like that. And then of course you just got your volume there. And then you've got your 1/4 inch phono plug right there, which you do have the supplied adapter for if you wanted to go to a mini stereo plug. You could do that. I don't see what the actual number of the tubes are. I'll have to look at that later. But No Frills Hi-Fi, we don't really get into a whole lot of specs. You can look all that up on the website. Another thing I'm noticing just instantly when I look at this, I don't use spades for my grounds. I use banana plugs just because I do switch stuff back and forth a lot. It's nice to have a banana plug there. On my my current one is an AEMA phono stage, and it only uses just a bare wire there. You can do that on this too. If you unscrew that, you can stick it in. Of course, you can use a spade with it. Or you can use those banana plugs. I love banana plugs because it makes it easy to swap back and forth. If you're not swapping back and forth, it doesn't matter. I would just go ahead and use that because you've got it for free when you buy it. It does have a switch right here to go from moving magnet to moving coil. And you've got, of course, power. And then right here you have your auxiliary in, phono in, and auxiliary out. So I don't know why they would call it auxiliary out. I would just call it out because there's only one output. But I guess maybe versus using it as just a headphone amp, because you could just use this. You don't need another amplifier. You could just use it straight with your headphones, or you can use that auxiliary out to go to a power amplifier, which is more than likely how I'll use it. I'm not a big headphone guy, but I am super excited to see what this can do. My only reservation about it, which may not be warranted, it doesn't really seem to have gain adjustment for like a low output moving coil cartridge versus high output. But it does have volume control, which volume control on a phono preamp is essentially gain. So there's not a whole lot of difference here in that. The AEMA that I'm using now, if you've seen the video on that, It doesn't have any dials on it. It's just a straight phono stage. This one does have the volume control, so I'm interested to see how well that works with my turntable. For my cartridge, I'm using a Denon, what is that, a DL103R. It's kind of a pretty classic, legendary cartridge. Not to say it's the most expensive on the planet, but it's a very well-renowned cartridge. It's been out for a while, so I would assume this would work just fine with it. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. But yeah, check us out. I'll make a review where I actually listen to this thing here in a little bit. I'll let it burn in for quite a while before I actually do that. But appreciate it, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.